Oh, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. Welcome if you're watching. Uh, Gonna get started here soon. We're gonna play Call of Cthulhu, a solo game. Um, okay. And get started in a few minutes. So last time I did this, I guess for the people that'll watch on the replay, I was using the PDF, but I got the print books in today for this one, Alone Against the Dark, and and then I got this other one that they have from Chaosium, Alone Against the Tide. So I think I'll play through that one. And on the so when I played through with the first investigator, who was a professor named Louis Grunwald, and we got to the ocean liner, which is kind of like the first um, like major area. You start in Arkham. We did some investigation there, and then on the ocean liner, unfortunately, the professor was murdered by some shady cult guys. So we had to start with the second investigator in the lineup, Ernest Holt. I did make a character for this, but it doesn't quite work with the just the way the adventures are written, because, or at least for the Lewis Grunwald part, because like one of the one of the encounters is you like threaten to resign from Arkham University, and the character I made was supposed to be a police officer, and that doesn't quite work. I guess you could substitute it with something else, but I just decided, since this is really my first time playing Call of Cthulhu, at least in solo, um, I thought that would be that would be probably better just to use the pre-generated characters. So it's maybe a few more people will join, and we can get started actually playing. And I hope the newest member of the Corvinus Wargaming team, my cat, doesn't decide to jump on the keyboard, but we'll see. It'll be okay. I learned about Call of Cthulhu when I was I think it was in middle school. Yeah, because that's when I started finding out about like wargaming and RPG podcasts. I think it was on the Fear the Boot podcast, which I don't know if they're still around. They might be. I used to talk about role playing games. I used to listen to that because I couldn't actually play any role playing games where I lived. No one to do it with, or no one that I knew at least, and no one that I was friends with at school ever wanted to do it. So I guess it's kind of depressing, but yeah, I guess I like this game more because I enjoy the like detective investigation aspect. Nothing against like the other role playing games, but it's just more my style of having to solve like the puzzle kind of. And like I joked on the last uh, stream, the characters are usually like academics and stuff, so that's kind of fun for me. Um, where knowing weird old languages in Call of Cthulhu is actually really helpful. So, but unfortunately, our professor character in this died, um, and this scenario has like a scoring system based on how many investigators you lose, and we have one, two, three. Yeah, we have four investigators. So, and the fourth investigator is a sailor. Um, Maybe that's why he's last because his skills look like they're a lot more, um, like good for an emergency. Okay, maybe a few more minutes, and then I'll begin. I need to. Wish I had some post-it notes. I don't think I do. To mark pages in this book, in the actual game book. Oh, wait, do I? No, that's an old airline ticket. Oh, guess that'll work. I make pretty good. That's okay. All right. For a few more minutes, wait, and then get going on the actual gameplay. And we're in Athens right now, and it is in the game. It is Monday, September 21st, 1931, and yeah, the timekeeping in this game is really important, which is nice because in real police investigations, I mean, timing is extremely important. So that's a nice touch. I did forget in my character sheet. Okay, So our current investigator, Ernest Holt, has 11 hit points, which is a little bit better than the professor. So go ahead and mark that down. We did take some hits on the ship traveling to Athens. Need to go to the location table. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and get going on the actual game. So we are Ernest Holt, the industrialist, who is the friend of our other investigator, the late Professor Grunwald. And it is Monday, September 21st, 1931. We arrived in Athens. I have to check actually when the ship arrives because that's also important. I'm going to go to 87 in the book. I wanted to film like with the actual book out, but it doesn't really lay flat very well, so that would have been irritating to have the camera out and try to have a book. Okay. So when we arrive in Athens, when does it come? But what time does it arrive in Athens? I think it's in the evening, like or late afternoon. Let's go to. All right, Athens Harbor. We're in Piraeus. If arriving by boat, approaching the coast, you see that it is similar to that of New England with oddly shaped inlets, gulfs, and headlands, but New England is cool, moist, and green. Here, luxurious golden warmth pervades everything. The Greek Republic, only 7 years old, totters under the hardships of the worldwide depression. People are eager for tourists, and as foreign money is much needed. Your ship docks at the gaily covered harbor at Piraeus. Higher up in the hills beyond, Athens gleams beneath the midday sun. Many black automobiles bear the word taxi hand lettered at their sides. If you decide to take a cab to the Bureau of Investigation, go to 130. Otherwise, go to any Athens location. Okay, so it doesn't give us an exact time, but it says midday sun. So I'm going to just say it's 12 p.m. Athens time. We were on an ocean liner, though, so I don't know if we're necessarily like we would be jet lagged today, because that would probably be an easier transition. Yeah, I think we'll go as our investigator Holt to the Athens Bureau of Investigation. So we go to entry 130. We do have some clues about the actual like main mystery, which is Gliere, the disappearance of this archaeologist Gliere, who I think is supposed to be Hungarian, but anyway. And we do have some other clues that we gained as Holt that Professor Grunwald also had. So the Bureau is open from 9 a.m. to noon, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so long lunch. So I think okay, so the Bureau is closed, so we kind of wasted 1 hour. And we will go, so it's closed since we said it's 12 p.m., so 1 p.m. I think we'll just go check into a hotel if they have it, because we do need to do that. And part of the game is we have to schedule time in the day for our character to eat. So, let's see. So the Bureau is closed. The Bureau of Investigation is closed, but we'll just go back to we'll just go back and when it opens again. Yeah, here we go. We have the harbor, the hospital, hotels. We're an industrialist, so we have plenty of money. We have $35,000. So I think we're going to go to the expensive hotel. And there may be something we can get here. So I guess we'll just check into the hotel. And 24-hour rooms. It has 24-hour room service. There are encounters, but it has to be on the second night. Okay. So we'll just say we checked in, and we will go. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So we use the hour to check into the hotel, and then we go back at 2 p.m. to the Athens Bureau of Investigation. All right. So go to entry 130, Athens Bureau of Investigation. Okay. So I already read this. All right, but now we actually um, can run the encounter. Now that it's 2 p.m. You quickly locate the office of the investigator in charge of Glier's case, Corporal Ilionis. After a few pleasantries, his words stun you. Sir, I regret to inform you that Professor Tibor Gliere, yeah, Tibor, he is Hungarian, is dead by his own hand. He has hanged himself. Perhaps he was too ashamed of his theft of the Carpathos device from the museum. We do not know, but yes, a suicide, a sad end. Your mind reels, you have come all this way to no purpose. I cannot believe that Gliere would end his own life, even though his career was in jeopardy. Is Ilionis positive? You suspect foul play. No, that is not reported. The pathologist found signs of self-mutilation, common enough with suicides. What? Oh, the doctor is vacationing in Switzerland. He will not be back for weeks. The corporal considers for a moment. You can see Gliere's cell, I suppose, unless someone new has been moved in. He was held at the Hall of Justice. You can make a successful persuade or charm roll. If you can make a successful persuade or charm roll, Ilionis allows you to use his name at the Hall of Justice. If you want to get more information from him, go to 204. If you ask about getting a Greek interpreter, go to 170. When done here, you may go to any Athens location. There is a cab stand at the door. Go to 131 for a taxi. Okay. So if we fail this roll, okay, so I think we can do a persuade roll or charm roll, and then in addition to that, ask him more questions. So we'll try and do the persuasion check. I think that our character has, yeah, our character has a pretty high persuasion of 70, so we need to get a 70 or under. And we get a 16, which is actually a I think it's like a medium success, but it doesn't tell us how to do that. But it's successful. All right, so we go to entry 204 in the book. Let's see. "204. You ask to see Ilionis' report. It says that Gliere refused to talk freely, but that he made libelous statements about museum director Pisistratos, and that he pleaded guilty that the Carpathos device not be sent to Cairo. It also notes that Gliere demanded protection even while he was in his cell. Go to entry 40. When he returned to this entry from 40, succeeded a psychology roll. Go to 26. Okay, so we'll go back to 40. But yes, very strange. Professor Gliere first stealing that device, then taking his own life. I wish I could tell you more. The Carpathos device is mysterious. No one knows its true nature. Perhaps the scholars of the National Museum can tell you about it. If you make a successful int roll, go to 21. If you fail, go to 2, return to 204. Our int is 80, so I think we should be able to succeed. And we get 18, or no, 10 actually. We get 10, so it's a pretty good roll. So we succeed, and we go to 21. All right. And the Carpathos device, you ask, was it returned to the museum? He shakes his head. Oh no, it was scheduled to be sent to the National Museum in Cairo for a special exhibit. The device may be Egyptian. You see, the plans were not changed. If it is September, go to 128. If it is October later, go to 174. Okay, so I think we got some pretty good clues. So this device, actually I have to write this stuff down. So we can use Ilionis's name at the Hall of Justice. And we can use, and this device is Egyptian. And our other clue is Gliere dead of apparent suicide. Which is probably not the case, actually. So we go back to 128. Okay, so the device is on a ship right now, bound for Cairo. Okay. All right. 4. Okay. Okay, so we can. All right. After we were, so we did the sequence from entry 40 in the book, and now we can attempt a psychology roll. Now, our character psychology is not very good. It's only a 30, but okay. So let's try. Maybe we'll be successful. 22. Okay, so we are actually successful. Rolling much better this session. All right, so we go to entry 226. The corporal is friendly but nervous. You can tell that he is unconvinced by the death report. Something scares him, but he only mutters that he is glad the Carpathos device left the country. Succeed with fast talk. The fast talk or persuade roll and go to 248. Okay. Yeah, we can do persuade because our persuasion is pretty good. Yep, 24. We succeed. And go to 248, entry 248. Sir, says Elionis, I have told you all I know. You must go. All that's left are rumors, and they're better obtained at the Pistos Cafe. You skulk the hallways At the Bureau for a while, find nothing, go to 131 for a taxi. Okay, well, that's another clue. Pistos Cafe. So that was pretty productive, actually. So we actually got some clues. Good. All right, so we go to 131 for a taxi. Kind of feel like this is going to be some kind of combat encounter. Um, okay, a slender, dark-haired fellow calls out, "Hey, English taxi anywhere in Athens, 5 drachmas. If you get in, go to 81. If you want another cab driver, go to 58." Okay, this is probably a trap. Um, what should we do? Well, as Holt, we did have a guy tell us like trust no one, and I think our character is pretty spooked. Well, not spooked, but pretty cautious at this point. So I think we're gonna get a different cab driver. We'll go to entry 58, or maybe that's the trap. We'll see. Find out. Okay, you see drivers standing near their cabs. One is young, another is an old man, and the third is Natalie dressed. Which do you hire? If you successfully make a psychology or spot hidden roll, then go to 15 first, then choose. Okay, so we have to make a choice between the two skills, and I don't think. Okay, we have a spot hidden of 70, so let's go ahead and go for that. Have the starting soon up for a while. That's not good. Okay, spot hidden, and we need a 70 or lower. And we got an 11. All right, we're actually rolling pretty well tonight. Okay, so we successfully do our spot hidden successfully, and then we go to entry 15. Nobody goes near the well-dressed driver. Perhaps there's something odd about that. The young fellow looks shaky but serene. The old fellow looks shaky but serene, while the young driver looks friendly but perhaps overly brash. Okay. Um, so we don't want to go to the well-dressed driver. That's probably going to be dangerous. Um, let's go to the old driver because he might have some information for us or some other clues potentially. All right, the old man questions you about your visit. He seems almost suspicious. You can get out of the cabin, get another, go to 58, or you can answer the questions by going to 162. Or you can instruct the driver to be quiet and take you to where you want. He will, and he will arrive at your destination. Well, in my experience, real world, cab drivers are actually pretty knowledgeable about some things. So um, let's try and ask him. Maybe we can get some clues out of this guy. You have wandered into something beyond your wildest dreams, he says. My friends are here to help you. Find out what you must, and then meet me at the Parthenon at sundown. He drops you off at any Athens location. So I think we'll go to the Hall of Justice and check out the cell, since we did get the access from Ilionis. Uh, so I'm gonna say that was like 1 hour of time. Um, yeah, go to any Athens location. So go back to the table. Athens Hall of Justice. Let's see. Okay, and they're open until 7 p.m. and they're open 3 to 7 p.m. And so we used basically an hour of time with seeing the corporal, and that'll all right. So 3 p.m. we're at the Hall of Justice. 3 p.m. at the Hall of Justice. So we go to 7. Athens Hall of Justice. The Hall of Justice and King's Court of Appeals are open 9 a.m. to noon. Okay, we know that. If Christos is with you, he knows exactly where to go. If you're alone, spend an hour before you arrive. Um, oh, we should have gotten an interpreter. Okay, well, we kind of bungled that, but um, if you are alone, you spend an hour. Okay, so it's now 4 p.m. Boy, I know this feeling. Not going to a jail, but same idea. Surgeon speaks no English. Did we get the Greek phrase book? I think we did. I think we did buy the Greek phrase book. Yes, English Greek phrase book. So that was pretty smart. So um, yeah, so we'll do that. I mean, that's probably better than nothing. So we got an entry 6. There's a big difference between using a phrase book and speaking a language. You have real trouble being understood or understanding what is said to you. You're going to need an interpreter. They speak English at the Athens Bureau of Investigation. Perhaps you can find something there. Either return to the Hall of Justice at 87 or... Okay, so I guess we'll go back to the Hall of Justice. So, no, wait. Or the Bureau of Investigation, yeah. So 5 p.m. we'll be at the BOI again. And let's see, it's September in the Mediterranean. So the sundown is probably going to be like around 8 p.m. And I think we should be able to make it to the other guys, to the guys of the Parthenon. So yeah, we'll get in a taxi and go to the Bureau of Investigation at 87, 387. Wait a second. Find the entry for the Bureau of Investigation. So Athens BOI is 130. The Bureau's open Tuesday. Okay, so we did make it before they closed. If you ask about getting, yeah, so we want to ask about getting a Greek interpreter. Yeah, so we're going to entry 170. Sure, we're probably going to have to roll for, okay. After 1d3 hours of waiting around, Evgenia and an interpreter is found for you. All right, so let's see if we can see how much time we spend. You were able to hire Evgenia for the direct length of your stay. Okay, 4. So it takes us 2 hours. Okay, so by 7 p.m. we gain interpreter, but I think we're gonna go meet. So we hired Evgenia, the interpreter, and then I think we're gonna go meet the guys from the taxi cab. So we gotta go. So I guess we'll go get a taxi and we'll just go straight to the Parthenon, and we're just gonna tell her that we'll see her tomorrow. We'll go back to the Hall of Justice. So we're gonna go take a taxi and go to the Parthenon. Always open 194. Hopefully this isn't a trap. The Parthenon. The majestic temple columns glow golden yellow in the setting sun, deepening to blue as you clamber across the rubble to reach the lonely inner court. The beauty of the scene somehow oppresses you, and gradually you sink into your own thoughts. I actually also know this kind of feeling in the same part of the world. As you ponder the suicide of Gliere, a scream abruptly brings you to the present. The cry seems to come from nowhere. Suddenly, you're aware of your isolation and vulnerability in the deepening gloom. Try to hide, go to 14. If you decide to sneak away, go to 18. If you decide to stroll away casually, go to 19. Let's see. This is an investigation. We need to gain more clues. This is probably dangerous, but this could be an important breakthrough. So let's go to 14. Um, try to hide. You crouch in the gloomy shadows. Soon you hear slow, shuffling footsteps from many directions. Do you wish you'd run instead? Somehow you count yourself lucky that you can't make out the faces of the approaching figures, figures which move as though alive, and yet remind you of the dead. Now you're sure they see you. You begin to panic. To run, go to 27. To stand up and use fast talk to get out of this, go to 31. I don't think we have a good fast talk, and this seems like an extremely volatile situation. Yeah, we don't have fast talk, so um, yeah, we're gonna run. Something grabs you, make a strength roll. If successful, you tear from its grasp and escape. Um, okay, our strength is 45, so I hope we can succeed, because if not, maybe the end of our second investigator. 27, okay, so we actually succeed. You escape the grasp and escape to entry 33. Trembling with fear, you reel down the road from the Parthenon. You spy a lonely figure ahead, a white-haired old man uh, who uses a walking cane. You babble a warning in English, supposing that the alarm alone in your voice will be enough to dissuade him from getting closer to the horrors lurking in the Parthenon behind you. To your surprise, he answers in English. His voice is slow, but it inspires your confidence. Fear no more, he says. Tonight the stars themselves bind those things to the top of the sacred hill. We have nothing to fear here. Your terror begins to lift like a veil. Your friend was killed by one of those creatures. You see them in museums, looking like stuffed animals, undead ghouls. Who knows their origin? Your friend Gliere saw them just before they killed him. That is as much as you and I need to know. He pauses. Our lives, our lives which struggle in darkness. We are poor beings who need the darkness in order to find the light. As he says those words, the moon breaks through the clouds and a calm beauty pervades the world. Your fears are quenched, your heart utterly at peace. I have been on quests like yours. I have been a scholar uh, of the unusual. I know the uncertainties and the terrors. There is nothing we mere mortals can do but strengthen our faith and struggle against the darkness. The two of you walk away. Do not know what Gliere had discovered, but I do know that while in prison, he told someone that if the Carpathos device were to return home, life as we know it would cease to exist. Okay, so this is pretty high stakes. He turns to you. I am at the end of my life. It is up to you to stop this evil. As your friend attempted so valiantly, Egypt is the answer. Go there, find the Carpathos device, return it to the sea, or destroy it utterly. He takes something from his hand. It is a ring, heavy with gold, made, covered with signs, most prominently a five-pointed star with a core of flame. I give you this. It has power, though perhaps not as much as you would want. Use it against undead things brought back to existence. For a moment, a friendly hand has steadied you and restored your resolve. The warmth of feeling is what you fight for, and the numbing terror which chased you from the hill is what you despise. When you look up again, your new friend is gone. The road is empty. The encounter was like a dream, but the ring is still there. You slip it on a finger. It fits firmly and comfortably. Reaching the bottom of the hill, you find a cab and go to a hotel. You sleep peacefully in the morning. You sleep peacefully in the morning. Go to any Athens location. Okay, so we actually survived, and I'll make a note that I guess it would be, yeah. So we go to September 22nd, Tuesday. Um, So, okay, so I think we will go first thing in the morning. We have, I guess we're able to like call with the telephone our interpreter. So, um, all right, so we go to, and I should probably mark down that we have it doesn't give an item name, so I guess I'll just call it the signet ring. Um, yeah. And this isn't exactly like a D&D type game where you have like kind of, at least in this adventure, you don't have like magic items like as weapons per se, at least as far as I know. Okay, so we go back to the location table. I think we will go to Egypt, but we need to, we might be able to fly there because there is an airport and we are very rich, so, as this industrialist character. So, there is this cafe that we could get more clues, but I think let's go to the Hall of Justice first. So 9 a.m. we go to the Hall of Justice with our interpreter. Athens Hall of Justice. The Hall of Justice and the King's Court of Appeal. Okay, you know that. Okay, Christos. If you are alone, okay, if you if you have an interpreter, okay, so we can just go right into entry 77. Chris, your interpreter tells you Glieri hung himself. He killed himself. Yes, his body has been shipped to the United States. Apparently, the professor left nothing behind to be recovered. If you can make a successful psychology roll, we can go to entry 180. So um, our psychology is low, like I already said, but let's see if we can do it. 89, yeah, we failed, so we don't get any new information. Okay, so I think we'll just leave here. Let's say 10 a.m. We go to we'll try going alone to this cafe and see if there's any clues. You enter the cafe, the thick, acrid tobacco smoke chokes you. The place is filled with laughing, gesticulating dock workers and sailors. If you're expecting to meet someone, go to 35. Looking around, you can approach any of the following if you have Christos with you, or... Okay, so I guess we don't have our interpreter because I said we're done with the interpreter. Um, for the Englishman alone at the table, you need to make no roll to approach him. Go to 35. So that guy's probably shifty, the Englishman, but he's the only one that speaks our language, and we didn't think to bring the interpreter. So, yeah. So I guess we'll try that. Go to entry 35. The man is Richard Hawks. He greets you warmly, and Uzo and some talk, he suggests. Look, I know you're investigating Glier's death. I talked to him once or twice. His death caused quite a stir. Well, to make a long story short, I have some interesting information concerning his crazy theft. I don't have it here, but if you'd like to come back to my apartment, I can show it to you. Uh, okay. So, so this seems kind of shady, this encounter, but okay, if you say yes, go to entry 79. If you say no, Hawk suggests meeting you at the Parthenon at sunset. He'll bring the stuff then. In the meantime, you can go to any Athens location. Um, all right. So, okay, this could be an important clue, but we basically know what's going on at this point. We know it's in Egypt. I think, uh, I think I'm gonna play it safe and we'll just turn him down because he knows about the murder and Yeah, that's not, yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that. He knows about the murder, so something's up with this guy. Um, okay, we can go back to any Athens location. Well, we know that, like where the device is, it's on its way to Egypt. So, I think we'll try the airport because we have a lot of money. If we can, maybe we can, just buy like a plane ticket to Egypt. At the tiny airport, three aircraft sit beside the airstrip. A Douglas M2 mail plane, 10 years old, and looking at rests alone. A Ford TN motor waits in front of an open hangar. A Fokker T2, a strange bird with its snub nose, has a mechanic working on it. You notice a single bystander who seems to watch you intently. Inquiries at the office reveal that the TN motor makes regular flights to Cairo. It leaves at 8 a.m. daily. If you buy a ticket, go to 99 when the flight is due to take off. The mail plane is not delivering mail anymore. The pilot, Jacques Risset, sits at the tiny bar. If you wish to see him, go to 57. The clerk says that the Fokker is unavailable, but if you want to look it over, go to 43. If you are done here, go to any Athens location. Hmm. Um, Curious what did the Fokker P2 look like? Is this the oh, huh, that's neat. I'll go ahead and post that in the video. 2 image. Okay. I'll leave that up there because I mean we're at the airport, so um right. Okay, I think we'll talk to this pilot guy. We'll buy a ticket, so we'll buy a plane ticket for tomorrow. So it's 11 a.m. Buy plane ticket for tomorrow at 8 a.m. And we will, yeah, and then we'll go talk to the pilot. So might be more clues there. Jacques, Jacques smiles gallantly. I am trying to interest wealthy Greeks in the romance of the air, but my little service has not been well received. Hmm? Yet perhaps I may take you somewhere. If yes, go to 92. If no, return to the airport entry at 181. Um, well, we already bought a ticket, and we don't know what'll happen with this guy. So I think what we'll do is we'll just politely say no, we already have a ticket, and we'll go back to the airport entry. And then um, so yeah, let's look over the Fokker because our character Holt is Ernest Holt is a industrialist, so I mean I think he probably has some technical knowledge. Yeah, why not? Maybe we could buy it or something. I don't know. Um, where is the go to 43? I'm not go to entry 43. The plane has been abandoned, but it looks like in good condition. A tempting thought enters into your mind: steal it. You have five or more percentiles in pilot aircraft. You can check the plane and get started. Go to 98. Otherwise, return to the airport entry at 181. Um, Do we actually have pilot? No, yeah, we don't have any pilot skills, so that's and Ernest would be quite 62 in 1931, so well, also kind of well before aircraft training, especially if he spent his career as like a businessman, not a soldier or something or pilot. Okay, so I think we'll just go ahead and go back to the hotel, and we kind of know what we're doing at this point. Um, and and then we'll go just I guess finish the day. We'll give 1 hour for eating, presumably at the hotel, and just staying at the because it has room service. So, um, oh, actually, no, we could use this time. So we'll go back. So 12. No, I take that back. So instead of going to the hotel, straight to the hotel, we can go to um, the Museum of Archaeology, and it is okay. We will need to pass some time because we have to wait for the museum to open back up. So yeah, we'll wait till 3 p.m. We will go back to the hotel. We'll rest, I guess. Not that we really need it for gameplay purposes, but go back to the hotel and then 3 p.m. go to the museum because that was where Glieri was. So go to 118. Hopefully there won't be any cultists that try to kill us. Well, we do the rings. That might help us. To look around the museum, go to 176 if it is before. Okay. Yeah, so we can go to see the museum director, which I think is a good idea. We'll go to 153 to try and figure out what's going on. Okay, a young secretary guards the door to the museum director's office. She informs you in careful English that Mr. Pisistratos' schedule is full. If you want to push your case, arguing with the secretary in the hopes of seeing Pisistratos, go to 34. If Christos is with you, you can go to 22. If you're finished here, go to 118. Or to any Athens location. All right, we'll try and argue with the secretary. Maybe that'll, despite your best efforts, she will not change her mind and sends you your way. Go to 118. All right, it was not successful. I think we'll play a little longer, and then I think we'll just finish these encounters in Athens and then wrap up. And then the next session, I'll go to Cairo. That's the plan. All right, to look around. All right, we'll look around the museum because there could be something that we don't want to miss there potentially. 176. The entry in the book. Okay, you see the fabulous treasures of ancient Greece. You also find the stand where the Carpathos device, uh, replaced at the moment by a drawing and a photograph, is normally kept. Go to 168 for more information on the device, then return here. The notes speculate that the Carpathos device is some kind of astronomical clock to aid priests. Other scholars feel it may have been designed to actually create something material. Still others see it as merely an elaborate amusement for some wealthy noble or merchant. The origin of the device is not uncertain, nor is the substance of which it has been made determined. Make a luck roll. If successful, go to 166. Okay, so we need to go back to the go to the device. Actually, I think I probably read ahead. Okay, the archaeological team at the National Museum reported the Carpathos device. Reported on the Carpathos device, noting the inexplicable markings on its surface, a complex network of gears and linkages. The team established that the device is at least 2,000 years old, although some suggest it might hold a more ancient date. The report implies an ancient level of technical achievement, previously undreamt of by scholars. Well, in a Cthulhu game, that's probably very bad. Cryptic Greek inscriptions were found on the outside edges of gears, while some interior sections were marked with unusual Egyptian hieroglyphics. The team makes no guess about the function of the device. Okay, so 6. Right. Okay, so we will make a luck roll and see what we can do. Luck of 55. Nope, 75. We failed. So we go to 118. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just go back to the hotel. So that's I guess we've been here like 1 hour or so. 4 p.m. The hotel. And I think I'll wrap up the video here. And for those of you that watch it on the replay, we'll pick back up in the next session with the next day departing for Cairo. And then yeah, it's pretty interesting so far. So go ahead and wrap it up there. And if you watch on the replay, thank you for watching.